Good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. Gentle reminder, knock up like button, subscribe and share. You see it on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the Jamaica Reggae Boyz squad to face Cameroon on November the 9th. Right, that is a couple of days from now. Right, you see the squad on your screen, and of course, many of you more than likely have already seen the squad, so I don't have to read it out, and it is on your screen. Always an exciting time whenever a Jamaican squad is dropped. You know, it always ignites a lot of discussion, right? And any discussion that emanates or any discussion that comes about Jamaica's football, you know, is always a positive thing for me. You know, whether positive discussion, whether negative discussion, you know, even negative discussion, although we'd much rather it be positive discussion. Although when squad drops still, you know, it's especially in Jamaica, in the Jamaican football context, it's not always a positive discussion, you know, because, you know, a lot of conspiracy theories out there whenever a Jamaican squad is dropped, whether it's a Reggae Boy squad or Reggae Girl squad, whether it's a youth squad, whether male or female. Always a lot of conspiracy theories. There's never a consensus whenever a squad is dropped. People are always gonna look at a squad and say names on it that they think should not be on it, names not on it that they think should be on it. That's not only unique to Jamaica's football. That's every squad drop, whether club squad, whether national team squad, you know, it doesn't matter. That's not unique to Jamaica. Those sort of discussions will always be taking place surrounding you know, any squad that is dropped. And I think those are healthy discussions. And it's good to see those discussions taking place, in my humble opinion. Not surprising that the squad isn't the strongest Jamaican squad that we could hope for. I mean, it was expected. This match falls outside of a FIFA window, right? So it's not surprising that, you know, they're going for JPL players and also players that are out of season for their respective clubs, right? Which is what is taking place with a number of players plying their trade in the Americas. So not surprising that they are players, American-based players, that this squad is mostly made up of American-based players and Jamaican-based players. You know, the JPL players are always available for selection to the national team. The first thing I noticed in the Instagram post that was posted by the Jamaica Football Federation is the caption read, Coach Jaime's squad to face Cameroon on November the 9th. Now, I mean, they're trying to give the impression that this is Jaime or Grimson's squad, which, I mean, I don't know, probably he had the last say. That's what they would like us to believe. But really and truly, we don't expect most of these players, he doesn't know them. If we're going to be real about it, most of these players, more than likely, 9 out of 10 chances, he does not know them, right? At the very least, if this squad was not selected for him, a number of recommendations were made to him, right? So that's the first thing that stood out to me. And again, a number of high-profile absentees, which is expected given the fact that the squad is outside of a FIFA window. This match, is there meaning in this particular match? This football match almost seems like a meaningless football match. It sounds harsh to say. I mean, we love when our national team is in action. We're happy whenever time, you know, a game comes around. But I mean, there's nothing in this game really. I don't know. I mean, the only meaning I could ascribe to this particular fixture is that, you know, young players and relatively unknown players will get a chance to showcase their talent. And who knows, man, one might good and well bust way. Seen? I mean, most of the times, to be fair, them flop and them not ready for this level, but for the international level. But you do have, you know, I mean, hopefully, you know, you can find another Richard King. If Richard King wasn't given his chance, we wouldn't know, say, Bala could have cut it at this level. Seen? So I guess that's the meaning that could be ascribed to this particular friendly. It's good to see some of these players though being given a chance, right? It's good to see some of them being given a chance. By the way, you know, many people are going to look at this squad and say that there were probably some JPL players or some USL players or MLS players available, better quality players out there available to be selected within the JPL and the Americas rather, within certain respective positions. That may be true, but as I said, there'll never be a consensus. There are two players I would have really have loved to have seen given a chance, Joey Desert and Scarlett, right? The defender Scarlett. I don't know what Joey Desert has to do to get a chance in the national team. I mean, there are MLS Next Pro players in this squad. Joey Desert is currently in the MLS Next Pro. And also, he has proven himself at the MLS level. It's just a sad shame that he's at the club that he's at and he finds it difficult to get game time in the MLS, being Orlando City. But last season, he played a number of games and proved that he was an MLS quality starting CDM in my humble opinion, right? Even the commentators in a number of the games were praising him, saying he did well. We need CDMs. Every chance we get to, you know, take a look at a new CDM, we must take it, right? I do understand what Joey Desert has to do to get a look in. And as I said, there are MLS Next Pro players in this current squad. And Desert has proven himself, played a number of games in the MLS last season for Orlando City. Why the baller can't get a look in, right? So those two players stand out to me personally. And I'm sure there are other players, there are other players that many people will look to and say, why isn't this player, why isn't that player in? And to be fair, a lot of the times we don't know the story surrounding these players. Who knows? The JFF could have called them or could have, you know, asked them if they were available and they suggested they were not or whatever. We don't know the backstory. So we have to state that as well and give both sides of the argument as well, to be fair, right? It's good to see Lamar Walker back into the squad and given a chance, right, to showcase himself to this new gaffer. You know, many of you not think Lamar Walker or don't think Lamar isn't ready for this level. You know, I remember that performance against Peru. Remember that performance, that first game for Paul Hall? Lamar Walker did very well in that game. I think Lamar Walker deserves to get a chance to prove what he can do, you know, for this new gaffer. So it's good to see him get a chance. Good to see Peter McGregor, Justin McMaster, Jordan Fletcher, and Busy Atkinson get a chance as well to showcase their talents for this new coach. You know, Peter McGregor, I think he's one of the best centre forwards in the JPL. Whenever you see him play, from a technical standpoint, he just looks, you know, the best player on the pitch most of the times from a technical standpoint, right? So it's good, and you know that would have been developed when he was, you know, when in his time in Europe, in Sweden. So it's good to see him get a look in. People have been calling for that for some time now. The curious case of Justin McMaster, a player that I don't understand. He got a couple of games initially when he got drafted by Minnesota United, and did well, impressed. Even the commentators were lauding him. You know, some substitute appearances where he had some goal contributions and really looked sharp, looked the part. And then all of a sudden he just fell off the map. Minnesota United stopped. I mean, not only were they not giving him substitute appearances, he wasn't even making the matchday squads, which is crazy to me given how he impressed, right? He was supposed to be a high draft pick in the MLS the year before he actually got drafted. And if memory serves me right, he got a terrible knee injury that would have kicked that can down the road, the can of getting drafted. But, you know, eventually got drafted, and in his first couple of games in the MLS did well. And then just fell off the map and got relegated to the MLS Next Pro. So I'd love to see what he can do at this level. I think he needs a change of environment as well. Different club, right? Good to see. You know, the one little chance Busy got in the national team versus Peru, if it wasn't, he wasn't on the pitch for very long. Had a couple of touches, not many. He looked sharp to me, right? He looked sharp. I'd love to see, ever since that performance, I always said I'd love to see Busy get another chance and get more minutes in the national team. So it's good to see him back. Demario Phillips as well, I think, is one of the best midfielders in the JPL, right? And that's putting it lightly, right? So, you know, and I personally thought he did as decent a job as he could have versus Morocco, right? Given the context of what was taking place, I would love to see him get another run out as well. But yeah, I mean, those are just my quick thoughts on the squad. Also, Jamale Waite as well. Jamale Waite, I'm eager to see what he does, right? More than likely, he will be the starting goalkeeper, right? USL rather starting goalkeeper, relatively young goalkeeper, 22, 23, thereabout, right? Don't remember his exact age off the top of my head, but you know, we want to see who can step up to be the second choice, the third choice goalkeeper, right? We know who the first choice is, but right now we're not so sure who is the second choice. Is it Corey Adai? Is it Dylan Barnes? Is it Jamale Waite? Who is the third choice? Is it any of those names that I just mentioned, or Kanaya Boyce Clark as well can be thrown into the mix? So I am eager to see what Jamale Waite does in the national team. But as I say, you know, and you know, more than likely he'll start. So I'm really looking forward to see him in that starting position. But as I say, you know, a lot of debate is ignited anytime a squad is dropped. You know, people will look at it and arrive at their respective conclusions. Many people said there were other USL, MLS, JPL players that were probably better players in certain respective positions, you know. That is relative, I guess. But, you know, good squad. Okay squad. Okay squad. An okay squad. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying an unbalanced squad, but probably not the most balanced squad that we could have seen, but a decent squad. Let's see what they do against Cameroon. I need to do some research into Cameroon as well. Find out if it's the actual Cameroon team we're playing, first team, or it's the Cameroon A team, I think is what you refer to it as. A lot of African teams have their national team and then their A team. So I have to look into that and I'll get back to you guys on that. So guys, that's my 2 cents. Knock up the like button, subscribe and share. Take care, stay safe, and until next time.